Part 1 of 10. Here are 5 astonishing facts about Romania and some unusual phenomena that you might not have suspected. This material offers a genuine overview of interesting and sometimes unexpected aspects of Romanian life. Number 15. Horse-drawn carriages resembling sports cars. In the rural areas of this country, you can encounter an unusual sight, an elegant horse-drawn carriage styled after a modern sports car. Local residents try to decorate it with bright, vibrant colors, adding LED lights, flags, and stickers styled after logos of famous brands like Ferrari or Lamborghini. Some also install loudspeakers to create a real show effect. Romanian legislation still allows the use of such decorations and the movement of these carriages on national roads, making this scene perfectly legitimate. That's why it's common to see a modern foreign car, such as a BMW, rushing along the same road next to a shining, elaborately decorated horse-drawn vehicle. Car drivers cheerfully honk, while the drivers of the carriages, hearing this, whistle and shout to urge their horses on, trying to speed up. During autumn festivals in various villages, families organize real competitions, showcasing their best constructions. The winner is awarded the honorary title of Car of the Year Driver. Despite their flashy appearance, these carriages continue to serve their usual functions. They transport goods, take children to school, or participate in wedding processions. They remain an integral part of traditional life in the region. Number 16. The unique charm of Romanian women. Women of this country are famous for their particular allure, which wonderfully combines Parisian elegance, New York confidence, and a subtle Balkan mystery. Meeting them can enchant you at first glance while simultaneously confusing you. For them, the primary thing is not outward appearance, but manners, respect, and sincere attitude. How politely you thank the waiter or address strangers with respect speaks more about you than any appearance. Although Romanian women are independent and internally strong, they value men who can show initiative, choose interesting places to meet, or start engaging conversations. But don't rush. Winning a girl's heart involves not only romantic mood, but also gaining her family's approval, especially her mother's, who often acts as the guardian of family values and stability. In rural areas, a family dinner often turns into a celebration that, in importance and excitement, can rival a proposal of marriage. A love for active leisure manifests in a love for trekking in Transylvanian mountains, picnics on the Danube's banks, or participating in lively village festivals filled with music, dance, and traditional dishes. At the same time, Romanian women are very respectful of others' personal space. Part 2 of 10. If jealousy arises in a relationship, the reaction will be calm and restrained, without drama or tears. It is interesting to note which apps Romanian women use to meet foreigners. If you want to learn the secret, comment with the number 8, and in the next video, we will definitely tell you about the main popular platforms for international dating. Number 17. Healing mud baths at Techvel and Romania's natural resorts. This country is very proud of its unique natural treasures, especially its healing springs and mud lakes. Among them stands out Lake Techvel, located near the Black Sea, a natural resort renowned for its black, mineral-rich mud. According to legend, this mud contributes to improving skin condition, rejuvenation, and muscle relaxation. During the summer months, locals and tourists happily visit the lake, cover themselves with healing mud, sunbathe under the hot sun, and then rinse it off in salty water, enjoying a feeling of lightness and health. No less well known are the thermal springs and mineral fountains scattered across many Romanian towns. A real find for lovers of health procedures, as such springs are located directly in parks and city squares, making them accessible to everyone. These natural treasures, free to visit, attract numerous vacationers who bring buckets or bottles to collect water for medicinal teas, massages, or simply to refresh themselves. Some of these springs have been used since the time of the Roman Empire. Their quality is constantly monitored to preserve their healing properties, and each year inspections are carried out to ensure their usefulness and safety. In the resort town of Baile Herculain, where Empress Elizabeth of Austria, known as Sisi, once may have rested, the tradition of using hot springs is still alive. These natural mineral waters remain popular today, being part of the weekly ritual for many visitors seeking to strengthen their health, combining nature, well-being, and the region's rich history. Here, under number 12, the untouched beauty of ancient Romania is revealed. In the Gutai Mountains lies the village of Breb, one of those places where time seems to stand still, allowing an immersion into the atmosphere of the past. Strolling through narrow streets, tourists encounter old wooden houses with sloping roofs and delicate carved gates. The air is filled with the scent of smoke emanating from wood-fired stoves, creating a cozy and warm atmosphere. But the most mesmerizing thing about Breb is its unhurried and tranquil rhythm of life. Locals still wear traditional costumes for festivals, tend to their livestock, and cultivate the land, preserving the traditions of their ancestors. For a traveler, it's like stepping into a magical Eastern European fairy tale, where time moves more slowly and everything feels like part of an ancient legend. Part 3 of 10. Equally famous is the masterful echo of crafts passed down through generations. Here, families continue weaving basketry with vines and making clay pottery with the same passion as their ancestors hundreds of years ago. Visitors can peek into workshops, talk to artisans, admire their creations, and purchase unique, handmade items. But the most valuable thing remains the hospitality of the local people. You might be invited into a courtyard, offered homemade slivovitz, corn cakes, or fresh cheese. Every moment turns into a return to a simple, honest life filled with genuine warmth and kindness. In 12th place is Bucharest's nightlife after midnight. The capital of Romania, vibrant and diverse, lives by two rhythms, the working day and the lively night. During the day, streets like Victoriae are filled with cars, trams and busy pedestrians passing by French facades, buildings from the Soviet era, and modern offices buzzing with business activity. At this time, cafes set up outdoor tables right on the sidewalks where workers hurry to enjoy coffee or quick bites before meetings. But as the sun sets, the city transforms and fills with a special magic. The old town, Lipscani district, is illuminated by colourful lights from bars, clubs and lounges open until late night. The sounds of international DJs can be heard, their music resonating within 15th century wine cellars, where locals and tourists dance to rhythms reminiscent of Parisian nights of the 20s. Women in bright dresses confidently walk the cobblestones, while queues stretch for late-night snacks such as mitite sausages or krumiri cookies, which cost less than $1. Some cinemas continue screening films until dawn, offering audiences the chance to enjoy art house and classic cinema. Hidden in secluded alleyways are secret bars behind iron doors where jazz sounds and signature cocktails are served, creating an atmosphere reminiscent of Parisian cabarets from the 1920s. Beneath the city lie abandoned tunnels from the Ceausescu era, attracting enthusiasts eager to explore neglected places. These underground labyrinths add a touch of mystery to Bucharest's nightlife, which can last until dawn, creating a special sense of adventure filled with the spirit of a bygone era. Finally, in 10th place is one of the most extraordinary and unusual sights in the Maramureș region, the cheerful cemetery in the village of Sipanța. Instead of traditional grim-looking gravestones, bright crosses are erected, decorated with impressive drawings and witty stories about the departed. The tombstones are painted in vibrant blue, adorned with folk patterns, and often contain humorous inscriptions reflecting the personalities of the deceased, even in death. This unusual tradition fully reflects the local philosophy. Death is not a tragedy, but the last opportunity to tell your unique story and bring a smile to those around you. This approach to burial helps to understand that the Romanian people have a special relationship with life and death, expressed through vivid colors and irony, turning the place serving as the final home for the deceased into a kind of reminder of the importance of cherishing every moment lived. The origins of this unusual custom can be traced back to ancient traditions of Romanian villages and their views on love and trials. It all began in the 1930s when a talented artist named Stan Ioan Petros became practicing a unique technique. He carved real stories related to the fates of the deceased on wooden crosses. His works depicted professions, habits, weaknesses, and even distinctive traits of the departed. This idea resonated with many art enthusiasts and soon became part of a literary and cultural phenomenon. And if you're curious, then leave a comment with the number 5. Or if the number 9 feels closer to you, that's fine too. This fascinating theme also has its dark and mysterious sides. For example, ghosts of abandoned villages in Transylvania. There are hundreds of small settlements deserted by their inhabitants decades ago, which today are taking on new life. These crumbling houses with moss-covered roofs, narrow cobblestone paths surrounded by lush grass and overgrown meadows are being revitalized thanks to the efforts of foreign investors, artists, architects, and entrepreneurs coming from Italy, Germany, and Austria. They typically buy old houses for a price roughly equal to the cost of a used car in Western Europe and transform them into art studios, pottery workshops, cozy cafes. They do so while preserving the historical architecture and regional appearance, respecting its cultural heritage. For example, in the small village of Viskri, which once had fewer than 15 residents, now there are cozy homes attracting tourists from Europe. Here, they organize medieval-style farm dinners, bake bread in wood-fired ovens, and enjoy peaceful landscapes, quiet rural expanses, and picturesque views. In the neighboring village of Beertung, previously immersed in darkness and oblivion, the houses have been illuminated again with a soft glow, and artist and photographer workshops have appeared inside. Some of the new inhabitants go beyond simple restoration. They teach local residents painting, pottery, weaving, and sometimes organize outdoor film festivals. All this gradually turns into a moving wave of revival, bringing forgotten Romanian villages back to life and transforming them into living museums of culture, creative centers, and sources of inspiration. The next spiritual image is connected to the mysteries of nature and scientific enigmas. In the southern village of Castest, there is a unique natural phenomenon that amazes both scientists and tourists. This is a region known for so-called trevants, unusual stones that seem lifeless at first glance, but over time give birth to new children right before your eyes. The locals refer to them as such. These stones are a mysterious and astonishing part of nature's heritage, studied by specialists from around the world. Everything began after heavy rains. As they absorb water, trevants trigger internal chemical reactions that create pressure. The surface of the stone cracks and smooth, rounded formations appear nearby, resembling offspring, some the size of a tennis ball, others reaching 3 meters in height. Some trevants move slowly, shifting only a few millimeters per year, making these movements almost imperceptible without specialized instruments. UNESCO has recognized this area as a unique global heritage, declaring it an open-air museum, the Trevant Museum. According to legend, if after a rain you manage to find a newborn stone, take it home and leave it there. The upcoming year may be more successful and prosperous. No less unusual and vivid is the tradition of bride kidnapping, deeply rooted in Romanian culture and recently taking on new forms. In some regions, during wedding celebrations, friends or relatives secretly take the bride to the nearest bar or a picturesque nearby location. This ritual is not just a joke or game. It serves as a kind of test for the groom. If he quickly notices the disappearance, he must show wit and courage to retrieve his bride. For example, he might make a playful gesture, buy drinks for everyone, dance, or publicly declare his love. An important aspect is that many Romanians regard this ritual not merely as entertainment, but as a test of the future husband's fidelity and resilience. In some Transylvanian villages, this tradition is transformed into a theatrical performance with music, performers, and knights on horses, creating a lively, colourful atmosphere. In cities like Bucharest, at lavish wedding celebrations, this tradition has evolved spectacularly, turning into a vivid spectacle. Romania boasts numerous fascinating traditions and unique customs that lend the country a special colourfulness and richness of cultural heritage. For example, staged kidnappings held at the Parliament Palace or under the shadow of a triumphal arch create impressive and memorable moments, transforming wedding ceremonies into vibrant spectacles. These theatrical performances often take place on specially prepared platforms, making each wedding celebration particularly bright and unforgettable for all participants. When discussing symbols of national identity, one cannot forget number 6, the national anthem, which was banned for 40 years. This anthem of Romania, composed in 1848, conceals a tumultuous and dramatic history within its melody. His bold and daring words were considered highly revolutionary, and during the communist regime, he was declared too dangerous and unsuitable for public performance. After World War II, the song was forbidden to be performed or even kept in copies for nearly 4 decades, all due to political censorship and the desire to suppress any expressions of national consciousness. Nevertheless, despite the bans, families secretly preserved the anthem, passing it from mouth to mouth, maintaining its spirit and sound in the hearts of the people. When, in December 1990, the dictatorship of Năstase Ceausescu fell, thousands took to the streets of Timișoara and Bucharest, joyfully and solemnly shouting the words of the anthem as if crying out for freedom and hope. Soon, the new government officially approved it as the national symbol, completely replacing the old one and celebrating the return to national values. Thus, the song, once forbidden, was reborn, becoming the voice of a liberated and rising country. Beyond its rich history, Romanian land is also famous for its legendary sites. For instance, Bran Castle, renowned for its connection to the legend of Dracula, attracts millions of tourists with its moss-covered walls and mysterious corridors. But don't stop there. Venturing further through the mountain range will lead you to the city of Brașov, a medieval gem with a lively council square, where, much like in the March of Epochs, you can get acquainted with the region's history. Nearby, Brașov is Poiana Brașov Resort, a favorite winter destination surrounded by snow-covered pines and mountain peaks, creating a true winter fairy tale. In the capital, Bucharest, the Parliament Palace impresses visitors, one of the largest administrative buildings in the world. Its marble halls and lavish interiors amaze with their grandeur and luxury. Nearby is Lipscani district, the old and lively city centre, where you can try traditional dishes and visit the National Museum of Contemporary Art, located right inside this grand structure. In the heart of the Carpathians lies Pelisor Castle, a true work of architectural art, as if plucked from fairy tales of magical castles and ancient wonders. After walking through the richly decorated halls of the castle, you should head to Sinaia, a place where you can enjoy a cup of aromatic tea or take a peaceful walk to Sinaia Monastery, an important spiritual center. Then the tour continues to the underground salt mine in Salina Târgu Jiu, a vast underground complex turned amusement park. Here you can find boats, ice rinks, and even a Ferris wheel deep underground, creating an atmosphere of an unusual adventure world. Returning to the surface, it is worth visiting Cluj-Napoca, the cultural capital of Transylvania, where modern art and traditions coexist harmoniously, and the streets are filled with life and creativity. The conclusion of this journey will be a visit to the Corvin Castle, with its mighty towers and wooden bridge seemingly descended from ancient legends. Then head to Alba Iulia, a city that combines centuries-old historical traditions with the spirit of the fight for independence, where the pages of Romanian history come alive within the high walls of the star-shaped fortress. This marks the end of a magnificent journey through a land steeped in legends and rich cultural heritage. The focal point of the country's daily life is the numerous festivals held almost every day, bringing people together through music, dance, and traditional customs, transforming ancient traditions into lively and vibrant celebrations. For example, in winter, the famous Abiciurijane Mask Festival takes place, covering Moldova and Maramureș. During this time, locals wear bright masks resembling animals and spirits, perform wandering dances accompanied by drums and bells, thereby warding off evil spirits and welcoming good fortune for the coming year. This ritual is one of the oldest in the country, attracting visitors with its vivid theatricality and joyful atmosphere, symbolizing the triumph of good over evil and renewal. In summer, the Maramureș region hosts the Hora Festival, organized with the aim of preserving and promoting folk art. It is one of the largest gatherings of people, bringing together numerous participants and spectators, united by a shared love of traditional music and dance, making it an important part of the country's cultural calendar. Thousands of residents gather in a giant circle, performing an ancient folk ritual, the Hora dance, to the beat of traditional music. This unique rhythm is not just a festive expression, it is a symbol of unity and continuity, maintained deep in the hearts of the people through many generations. This celebration is especially lively in autumn in the cities of Brașov and Rucar, where a festival called Veșitul Oilă, or the Shepherd's Festival, takes place, marking the return of sheep from mountain pastures. The streets fill with markets, music plays, shop windows are scented with fresh cheese and plum brandy, and folk songs and lively dances turn the square into a living theatre of folk traditions and joy. This holiday serves as both a farewell to the agricultural year and a source of warm feelings, smiles and pride in centuries-old customs and rituals. Number 3. Unexpectedly delicious and amusingly sounding dishes of Romanian cuisine. Its rich flavors and warm-heartedness make every bite special. It all begins with sarmale, delicate cabbage rolls with juicy meat filling, traditionally served during New Year's celebrations to attract good luck and banish misfortune. Next comes mamaliga, a golden porridge made from cornmeal. Once, this simple peasant food became a delicacy, now served with salty cheese, sour cream, or stewed meat, earning a special place in the hearts of many. For the bravest and most adventurous, Cărba de Burtă. Part 8 of 10. This sour tripe soup, seasoned with garlic and pepper, is considered the most effective remedy for hangovers, producing unusual sensations and revealing its richness in flavor. In summer, rural households feature an unusual but very tasty combination: watermelon with salted cheese. What could be cooler and sweeter on a hot day? Additionally, Romanians enjoy mitite, juicy, skinless sausages that are always cooked on the grill during the National Unity holiday on December 1st. At the end of the meal, hosts often serve papanasi, fried cheese donuts served with sour cream and berry jam. These treats consistently win the hearts of tourists and distinguished guests. In autumn, the cuisine is filled with the aroma of a snack. Slowly simmered eggplants, peppers, onions and tomatoes packed into jars and given to neighbors as a symbol of friendship and good neighborliness. And if you are offered Tuica, strong plum brandy with an alcohol content ranging from 24 to 65%, raise your glass and accept this gesture as a sign of respect. Refusing would be perceived as impoliteness. As such, hospitality is considered an important part of Romanian culture. Number 2. How to live inexpensively in large cities of Romania. This question is relevant for many travelers and newcomers. With the right information, one can understand that life in this country is surprisingly affordable, about 67% cheaper than in the United States, and roughly 40% below the average level in the European Union. At the same time, quality of life remains quite high and comfortable. In Bucharest or Cluj-Napoca, renting a one-bedroom apartment in central districts will cost between $500 and $650 per month, and in suburban areas, around $350. Utilities, including electricity, heating, water and garbage collection, average from $80 to $120 monthly. High-speed internet costs only $10 to $15, which is pleasantly surprising for its affordability. A meal in a restaurant for one person costs about $10 to $15, and buying fresh groceries for a whole week is roughly $40 to $50. Public transportation is very cheap and well developed. A monthly pass costs about $15. Taxis or Uber rides are often half as expensive as similar services in the US. A gym membership can be purchased for $25 to $35. Dental services, which are comparable in quality to European standards, are approximately 30 to 40% cheaper than in America. Overall, a comfortable, well-off life in Romanian cities can be maintained on just $800 to $1,000 a month. Romanian citizens are very friendly and hospitable. Citizens of the USA and the European Union can stay in the country without a visa for up to 90 days. For those planning a longer stay, there is an option to obtain a residence permit. The public healthcare system is available to everyone, and private clinics such as Regina Maria and MedLab offer quality diagnostic services for amounts ranging from $40 to $60. Medical services in Europe are often considerably cheaper than in the United States, and some of the costs can usually be offset through the local health insurance system. What do you think about this opportunity? Would you like to live here? If your answer is yes, imagine the number 1, and if no, 0. Clear? The number 1 indicates agreement. Europe hosts one of the world's largest matchmaking festivals. Can courtship only happen through mobile apps like Tinder? Not at all. In the Romanian wilderness, one of Europe's oldest customs is held, the Bride Fair, located at the top of Mount Gainer. Every year, on the third Sunday of July, the largest open event on the continent for meeting future spouses takes place there. This tradition dates back many centuries and emerged when remote mountain villages separated by dense forests and high passes sought ways to facilitate young people meeting each other. Families would specifically bring their daughters here, hoping that amid lively folk celebrations and live music, they could find their destiny. Over time, hundreds of couples began visiting, falling in love, and eventually getting married, forming families amid green meadows, dressed in traditional costumes and accompanied by the sounds of long, 13-meter alpine horns. Today, this festival has long gone beyond a mere romantic event. Visitors dance in circles, enjoy traditional food, taste plum vodka costing only a few dollars, and buy handmade products at the fair, scarves, clayware, musical instruments. The most remarkable thing is that even in the digital age, many couples still meet in person at this celebration, then continue their communication through online means. If you're interested in learning the secrets to winning someone's heart at this amazing mountain festival, write the number 4. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If so, be sure to click the like button and keep following our channel so you don't miss new, equally exciting videos. Your support is very important and helps us create more interesting and engaging content. Be sure to watch the next video that will appear right on the screen. I'm sure you'll like it. Don't forget to leave a comment. Tell us which country you'd like to see featured in our upcoming episodes. Thank you very much for your interest in our content, and see you in the next video.